For those who have just joined, I'll just uh, like to tell you that I have shared 4 files here on the chat box. These are 2 files are on training and 2 files are for testing. CSV files are there. Do you know why we prefer to use CSV, and that too through Excel? I mean, we do not use the regular Excel. We can use the regular Excel file also, but for basic applications we prefer that we convert those Excel files into CSV, because in CSV, okay, I believe I got disconnected. Am I audible? Am I audible now? I hope there is no lag. That is, otherwise I'll switch my network. Is it proper? Yes. Okay. Fine. So I shared 4 files. I think they are still available to you guys, right? Okay, so the files are not visible. Fine, I'll share them again. I'll share the files again. So are the files visible now? You have received the files. One more file I will share. This is the actual original file. Um, so see, I from the original files, I have made a smaller version of the files. So the original files are train and test.cv CSV. The original files are train.csv and test.csv. I have made train3.csv and test3.csv because when I was training these files, it was taking a lot of time. So I made a smaller version of those files. I just selected a few random rows from those files and I made the new file. So so that in this presentation I can actually show you how that our code is running on these files. Otherwise, when I'll start processing it, it will take around an hour or two to just make your model and to converge your model, so that so we obviously cannot wait for that long. Our Zoom classes of 40 minutes. So that is why I've made a smaller version of these original files. You can try running your code on these original files also and see to it what results you are getting. You obviously will get a better result on the original data set. I will also show you that if I'll make a portion, if I will use a portion of the data set to make to train the model will not predict the testing data set correctly, right? So you can use the original files to train your model. I am sending the original files also. Just use them. So I hope all have joined. So your aim today will be to create a machine learning model for movie dataset, for classification of movie dataset. I got this dataset from Kaggle. However, it is not a very good dataset. It's not a very good dataset. So you can search for some other dataset also, and you can, see if you are getting better results on that dataset, or that dataset is more comprehensive. Right, this is all numerical data set, so I've got a numerical data set, so I used it. However, you can just search for there are so many movie data sets on Kaggle. So movie data sets are basically based on certain parameters. We will be giving a grade, we'll be giving us rating to the movie, we'll be giving a rating to the movie, right? So if some other model is sorry, some other data set you find is more effective and is more relatable, more logical, then just use that. This data set which I got from internet, from Kaggle, it's not very relevant actually. When I go when I went through it, it was not very relevant. So just try finding out some other data set. You can run your code, the same code, in other data set also. Just you might need some pre-processing in that. I'll be discussing pre-processing also today, and I will be first I will be going through a regular movie, the data set that I will be using. I'll be training that, and then I will be talking about something about pre-processing, because we have not seen pre-processing as of now. We have just created a model and we have run it. So today the classification mechanism that we will be using is support vector machines, SVM. So I'll just share my screen. I hope you have already studied SVM in your classes. We'll not be going in details for SVM because SVM is a complete you can say it takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time. Okay, I cannot. So K means clustering was simpler, but SVM is very difficult. So it will take a lot of time. So to explain. However, just to give a brief of it, in support vector machines, we have something called a support vector. So what we do is basically, again, this is a classification algorithm, and what we try to do in SVM, that we have, if we have two sets of data sets, we find the two data sets, the points, we find the points that are on the borderline, and those are called as support vectors. Now the points which are closest to each other, in between them we draw a plane, and that plane divides your data set into the classes that it needs. So that is what our SVM does, right? And in also in SVM, if we can use different kernels. So if we have to classify between two classes, we generally prefer to use a linear kernel. But we have more than if we have more than two classes, then we prefer, then obviously there will be a curve. The boundary, the plane that will be dividing the three or four classes will be a curve, right? So in that cases, we use a kernel called as RBF, and radial basis function. So a radial basis function, you can see, is a Gaussian curve. So it will add the dimensions. It will actually add more dimensions to your data. It will actually add more dimensions to your data, and those new dimensions will be the squares and the cubes of the existing dimensions, and then it will try to separate your data. So that is a whole class that we can talk about, and it's a very big lecture. Just I have just given you a brief so that you can remind of what you have already studied. Now I will be going through the code. So you can see I have imported SVM, I have imported datasets. I don't need datasets here. I don't need this file. I just need import SVM, right? Import NumPy as import NumPy as NP. I have imported NumPy. I don't think again I'll be needing NumPy. I'll just remove this. Maybe I've just used an inbuilt code, and now I'm these are useless things. I'm getting rid of it. Now there is test in split. We also don't need this. So this code was actually on Iris dataset. I modified it to use it on our given dataset. Then I am using Matplotlib. I don't need Matplotlib. So I just need, I will just import SVM, and I need pandas, right? So see, I'll just run this code. And now what I've done is, so you can see, I have, I think, discussed this. I have imported my own file that is train3.csv. So this is the smaller version of your training data. And I have, instead of using the regular, so if you copy the whole path, generally it is like this. So instead of using this, I'll just make a forward slash. Okay, I'll just change the slash, and now it can read it from your respective direction. So either you can do this or you can do this double slashes, your wish. Okay, that I've already told you in the lab. So I've taken this path into something called as fn, and then I am import from fn. I am importing 3 columns: id, user, and movie. So I'll just give you. So let's see, here only I'll just show you how the data set is. So the data set has 3 columns, that is id, user, and movie, and based on that there is a rating, right? There is a rating. So, and the rating is obviously the output. So I am storing rating in target one. Okay, I'm storing rating in target one. So let me just run this. So okay, it has created. So now if I see what is my data one, so this is my data one. So if I just see the head, so you can see the 5 upper rows. So ID is there, movie is there, user is there. So you can see these are random values. So that is why I was not able to, actually get very good results out of this data set, because it's a very random data set. So you can find out some better data set on the internet, right? So this is our data. And if I'll show you the target one. So, okay, dot head I'll use. So you can see there are different ratings. There are different ratings, right? 3, 4, 5. These are different ratings, right? So this is our data set, movie rating data set. And now what I'm doing is I'm creating an object of my SVM kernel. So svm.svc is the function to initialize an SVM model. And the kernel I'm using here is RBF. You can use a linear kernel if it is a double class classification, since here there are multiple ratings that are available. There are 5 ratings that are available. So I'll be using the RBF kernel. Okay. And I'll be fitting my data set, and I'll be fitting my model into my data and my target, right? So CLF is the model dot fit your data and the target, right? So I'll just run this, right? So it's saying the data output is, you can make it into a single column vector. Fine. And this is the SVM that it has generated. So you can see the degrees too. So that means it has used, basically it has gone till cube to train your data set, and it has given some coefficients value, cache size, and all. Anyways, so now what I'll be doing, I'll be testing it on a testing data set. So again, I have imported my test file into fn2, and I have read it into data2. So I'll just run this, right? So obviously I have made a model, that is CLF. Now I'll be predicting testing data set out of it, right? So you can see, I'll just run this, right? So I'll just check what is data2. I'll insert a cell above. I'll check just what is data2. So see, this is your data2, right? So it doesn't have a rating class. So I'll be finding out what is the rating, right? I'll be finding out. So I am applying predict on data2, right? I'm storing it in OP, and I'm using CLF to predict this. Okay. So run this, and finally I am outputting OP. So you can see the OP is very, not very good actually. It's predicting 4 for every class. For every column, for every data value, it is predicting 4 movie rating, which is not a very good output. It should not have been there like this. So you can use the whole data file to train your data. I'm sure you'll get different classes for different testing data sets also. Okay, so this is how you can use SVM. So in this particular experiment, we have seen how we can create an SVM model, and how we can use SVM for multiple classes, that is very important. Okay, so now after seeing this, one more thing I would like to tell you: the data sets will not be generally numeric values. That's very rare. So you have to actually analyze data. Okay, that is very important. So I hope this SVM model is clear. I'll just stop the screen sharing. If you have any doubts, just ask me, and then I will come to the pre-processing part. Any doubts? So there are 17 participants. Just reply on the chat box if you are okay in me starting with the pre-processing thing. Hello. Okay, fine. So I ask these things because through internet, I actually don't know whether my internet connection is strong, it's reaching you or not. So just to confirm that I'm still audible and visible to you guys, I just keep on asking these things. So help me with that. So I'll just share the screen. Uh, Sorry. So this is another file. So I am I have imported NumPy. I don't think I'll use an NumPy. Anyways, just let me import NumPy. Maybe in pre-processing you'll need it. I have imported pandas. So I've run this. Now, see, this is also one way in which you can, import the files, /. So I have imported a Titanic data set, Titanic file, titanic.csv. And if I want to import some certain columns, so like in single inverted commas, you can give the name of the column as well as you can give the index of the column. Please mind that the index will start from 0. So I've imported 0 to 9 here, 0:9 also you can write, right? And this is my training data, and in Y is my target. Okay, so that is my 10th um, 10th column, right? So I have imported, I have used fn to, and I have imported these columns to make my training and testing data. So if there is no entry, like if some data is not a number, there could be entries which are not a number. So if there are entries which are not a number or nothing, then we can use this function x.fill_na with 0. So those entries will be filled by 0. So this is the first way of pre-processing data, right? So you can fill those entries with 0, and there are other functions also. So you can define a function here. Suppose you want to fill them with the median value. So you can define a median function here. It will take the median of upper and lower value and find the median, and it will fill that value, right? So, but you have to make sure that the upper and lower number are numeric data. So you can define a function here also to fill those values which are not a number, or which are not, which are not there. So I have filled those entries which are not there with 0. And then if you see, so I'll just run till here. I'll not use these. I'll not use this. So I'll just run this. And so this is my data, right? And there is, so see the data has name, data has sex. This is the regular data that we will have. Data has some ticket, and that ticket is the PNR number or some number of. Now you can see name. See, if so, what do we have to predict is we have to predict the. So what we have to predict. So let us see what the final column is, right? So I'll just see y dot head. So whether the passenger survived or not, whether the passenger survived or not, right? So passenger survived or not has nothing to do with your name, is it not? It has nothing to do with your name. It has nothing to do with your PNR number. So we can, remove such columns. We can remove such columns, but it can have some relation with the sex. It can have some relation with the embarked. Embarked is the class that they have received. So we will, try to change these data sets into some numeric values so that we can fit basic algorithms into this particular data. So what I'm doing is I'm first dropping the name. I'll just run this. So now you can see name is dropped, and the numbers that doesn't have any value are filled with 0. Now what I'm doing is, this is a way, in which in a column, the column is sex, you can see the column is sex. So here, wherever there is a male, I'll put it as 1. Wherever there is a female, I'll put it as 2, right? So I'll convert that particular column into again a numeric value. So I've run this. It is saying you can see some other formulas also. Please go through these warnings and all. These are very useful actually. Now what I'm saying is ticket doesn't have any relation, so I'll be dropping this ticket. So I've dropped the ticket. Now embarked is left, and cabin. So cabin, when I saw cabin was all 0, 0, 0 and useless values were there. So I've dropped cabin also. I've dropped cabin also. So just go through the data also, you can see. Okay. And now in embarked, so if the class is S, C and Q, so whatever the classes I have given a 0, 1 and 2 as per the class, right? As per the class. So I can use this. I've used this thing. So again, 0, 1 and 2. Now if I see my data set, so this is something this is my data set. So all numerical values are there now. So I can use any so what it is doing is, so all the data type has to be, so now here also the data type, you can see there will be different data types. There could be int 16, there could be float. So if I want to convert all into a single data type, which is important when you are trying to fit your data set into a model, so all the entries should be of a given data type that the model supports. So if I want to convert all the data types, so I am just converting using this. So I'm converting all data type into int32. So now all the data types are int32. And now I'll be using a logistic regression model, a simple logistic regression to fit this. Okay. Now I'm fitting my X and Y into this logistic regression. So logistic regression is there, and I'll be now predicting my test data. So I'm importing my test data, and I'll be importing columns from 0 to 9 to X test, right? So X test is made, and what I'll be doing, so again, so you have to process your testing data also. So now I'll be applying all the processing in the testing also, right? So it cannot predict like this. You have to apply all the pre-processing here in the testing also. Okay. So here, so what all pre-processing I need to do? I need to, so I have dropped the name. So other pre-processings also. So I have not run this, I guess. So you can see I've filled the entries with 0. I have to convert male and female into 1 and 2. I have to drop ticket, drop cabin, and convert the embarked into 0, 1 and 2. So the same pre-processing we have to apply on the testing data set also. I've run this, right? So now if I have already dropped name, so I don't have to use this thing again. So if I'll just comment this and I try to see my testing data, let's see what it, so this is my testing data. It is exactly like my training data now. So now I can predict. Now I can use my model to predict on testing data, and I've saved it on some file anyways. So the predicted values you can see is 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 means 0 means not survived, 1 means survived. So I have predicted for each passenger in my training data whether it will survive or not. So this is how I can apply predictions. Okay, and I've told you some very important code for pre-processing also. So you can use the pre-processing and all in your regular data sets also. I hope this is clear. So now what you have to do at your homes, you have to find out a movie data set from the internet and try to apply pre-processing, try to see other methods of pre-processing. It's not very difficult, it's very simple. And use SVM for classification. Okay. So that is all for today. Any doubts? No, I guess all are fine. So I'll be just taking your attendance. Okay. So we have Aditya Vashne, we have Abhishek Anand, we have Aman Chauhan, we have Aniket Sharma, we have Brahmadeep, we have Chetan, we have Divyanshu Goyal, we have Govind Chaudhary, we have Harshit Katyal, we have Lakshya Gupta, we have Manav, we have Mohit, we have Mukul, Nigharika, Nikhil, and Priyal. Right? Anyone else who's there whose name I have not announced? Anyone else? Any doubts, guys? Yeah. Please ask. So shall I finish this? I believe I should finish this now. So I think I should finish this lab. Fine, Chetan. Great, guys. Keep practicing. I hope the lockdown gets over soon, but with proper safety and precautions. Okay. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.